you for talking to Al Jazeera. It's been a tumultuous start to the presidency for you, full of controversy, particularly about the war on drugs. But first, let's start with your background. You were raised in a politically inclined family. Your father was a governor. Your mother was a freedom fighter during the reign of former President Ferdinand Marcos. How has that affected your outlook?
Very profoundly, I would say. I grew up in an environment of politics, and as politicians, we tend to you go by the issues of the day, the big ones that would affect the conditions, economy, and all, especially the political issues. And my father was governor for 10 years almost. But when he died, I was then a prosecutor. And when the revolution came, my mother was one of the stalwarts of the opposition against Marcos.
You also had some difficult times when you were younger as a child. You have revealed that you were sexually abused by a priest. Has that shaped your beliefs? Has that helped to shape who you are now?
Yes, to a large extent, actually. It's what you get along the way that shapes your character, especially. And even at that time, even your politics and how you look at the world and how you should assess them by the standards that you have used in school and in growing up. The things that you pick up along the way, you said, sorts of blend into a collation that blends into something which is, can be said, forming your own values in life.
Let's talk about the war on drugs now. 3,500 people have been killed so far. It seems like the whole world is talking about it at the moment. The Philippines seems to have so many problems. So why launch what is a brutal war on drugs?
Because the sheer number of people contaminated will pull my country down. It will destroy the next generation of Filipinos. You know, these lives lost, some of them were lost during legitimate encounters with the police.
But the fact is, at the moment, we have 3,500 people killed. And you yourself alluded to just then that perhaps some of them weren't legitimate targets.
You know, there is no crime at all when you threaten criminals with death. In my country, at least, there is no law which says I cannot threaten criminals. And that was the favorite, of course, the cliche that they used. It became a cliche over time. And when I was president, I said, we have 3 million, according to PDEA, 3 million drug addicts. Not counting mine, because it's still going on. So I said, if we do not interdict this problem, the next generation will be having a serious problem. And I announced that, again, same. You destroy my country, I'll kill you. And it's a legitimate thing. If you destroy our young children, I will kill you. That is a very correct statement. There is nothing wrong in trying to preserve the interest of the next generation. That 3 million addicts, it's not, they are not a residents of one compact area or contiguous place. They're spread all over the country. And by the sheer number, because if you are a user, you must push, unless you are the son of a billionaire, or because you have to sustain your addiction by getting another financer for you. And then the next financer will have to get a new victim to finance it. That's how it became. That is how drugs is spread. But it was not until I became president that the widespread and the magnitude of the problem became really a serious issue.
So what about the children and the innocent people who have been killed?
Well, that is bad.
So will those cases be investigated?
Yes,
Do you promise that?
Of course. But let me tell you, this is the law of my land. Here is a police. Here is a gangster. He's armed with an M16. The gangster only a pistol. But when they meet, they exchange fire. With the police with an M16, it's one burst, and hits 1,000 people there, and they die. That's not criminal activity. It could not be negligence because you have to save your life. It could not be recklessness because you have to defend yourself. Just like when the United States and the rest of the country, when you bomb a village, you intend to kill the militants, but you kill in the process the children there. It's only how it is explained. And we are, people judge best when they condemn. So they would always place you in a bad light. But the situation does not call for that. And that explains the reason why, until now, I have yet to hear an apology for those who have in Vietnam, in Afghanistan. Never mind about the militants. Kill them. But then, in the process, 2 families, hospital, it is collateral damage. Then why is it is a collateral damage to the West, and to us, it is murder?
You went to law school.
Yes.
You worked hard to be part of the legal system. You are a lawyer by profession.
Correct.
And you were a prosecutor for many years.
Yes.
Do you still believe in the country's judicial system?
Like now, I should believe in the system because I will guarantee this time that the law is break. There are judges here in Manila, more than 1,000 cases, no conviction at all of a drug case. That is where money flows, maybe savagery, threatening people on both sides. That is how it is played here. That's why we have this miserable thing about the drug problem now.
But do you acknowledge that you have encouraged vigilante killings?
No, I said I will kill you. If I encourage, fine.
Yes, but the point is that people can get away with murder right now. And you know that some of the killings are not legitimate.
Well,
So do you think that there might be cases of people settling old scores out there and disguising them as the war on drugs?
I do not play with conjectures. I do not make assumptions. I just say what I should be saying as a president and as a mayor. Now, if the criminals there are killed by the thousands, that's not my problem. My problem is how to take care of the law-abiding, God-fearing young persons of this republic because they have our resources. Strictly speaking, you cannot find any redeeming factor in being, the criminals there. They are there for what? They are there for just like the cartel in Mexico. If you have read Ian Grillo, this is how the cookie crumbles. Exactly. So when I suggest, I will kill you because I'm the mayor, I'm the president. Now, if vigilante would take over, but, I cannot control it. I cannot be God and control everything. Okay, you just kill these guys or you wait for the courts to do that.
Well, you can encourage good policing and you can encourage justice
Yes.
and trust in the judicial system.
Correct. But when I was campaigning as a president, the drug problem was already reaching by the millions. Well, 3 million is 3 million. Now, during my time, we have started to count. We are nearing now the 800 mark, 800,000. By the year ends, I would have about also 1 million. So I have 4 million drug addicts. Do you think that's an easy number?
No. So why not put